Thursday evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for Western Mass News at 6. I'm Chris Pisano. We start off with the latest coronavirus headlines. The governor today announcing details for federal unemployment benefits. He also announced the state will be getting an additional 100 ventilators. Here in Western Mass, first responders lined up to get tested for the coronavirus today on the Big E Fairgrounds in West Springfield. And another 6.6 million Americans filed for unemployment benefits this week, bringing the 3-week total now to 16.8 million. But before we continue our coronavirus coverage today, we're shifting gears a little bit to the latest in weather conditions. A wind advisory in effect now until tonight, 9 p.m. And for more details on what we can expect, let's turn things over to meteorologist Jacob Wyckoff. And Jacob, we were just talking about how those cameras are bouncing.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. We'll look at that in just a second. We see the last gasp of some of that rain moving into central and eastern Mass, clearing us out. A few snowflakes even as you go into Hawley, into Florida, Drury, seeing a couple of snowflakes potentially. But the general trend is going to be clearing as we have about another hour and a half or so of sunlight yet to go. We are left with the dry conditions into at least part of tomorrow. Look at that. I'm going to step out of the picture, show you how much that camera is bouncing around. But you see, and look at the clouds just streaming across the sky there too. So we're left with these dry conditions, but breezy too. The wind advisory in effect until 9 p.m. Gusts up to 50 miles per hour. The latest observations out of Springfield, 40-mile-per-hour gust. We had a 38 in Pittsfield and North Adams, 37 in Westfield. Clear, windy tonight, waking up with some sunshine, and then we start to see the snow and raindrops move in as we go into the afternoon for tomorrow. Upper 30s, mostly clear, windy, and a bit chilly. A lot to talk about in the extended forecast. Chris, we'll see that in just a few minutes. Back to you.
Jacob, thank you. First responders get coronavirus testing, and it's begun at the Big E for the next month. The site will be open 7 days a week to swab police officers, EMS, and firefighters for COVID-19. And Western Mass News reporter Audrey Russo joins us live from the Eastern States Fairgrounds, where the first day of testing ended about an hour ago. Audrey.
Right here is where local first responders can get fast and free coronavirus testing. I spoke with 2 local fire departments today who say that this type of testing can help them determine which of their already quarantined workers are safe to go back to work and which ones need to stay home. Western Mass police officers, EMS personnel, and firefighters can now get tested and know in 24 to 48 hours if they have coronavirus. The free drive-through testing site at the Big E Fairgrounds will hasten the precautionary quarantine process for first responders who may have been exposed to COVID-19.
It puts everybody at ease. It puts their mind at ease if they think they've been exposed. And it enables them to get back to work quicker if they have a negative result.
Springfield's fire commissioner says he scheduled tests for several of his workers.
People that were asymptomatic but were in quarantine due to an exposure off duty.
East Hampton's fire chief has already taken advantage of the service, staffed by members of the Massachusetts National Guard.
I sent 6 firefighters this morning that were exposed to somebody who recently tested positive, and it was an unprotected exposure. So just to be on the safe side, they've been in isolation since Monday.
Chief David Motter tells Western Mass News unprotected exposure happens when a worker without mouth and eye coverings comes into close contact with someone showing symptoms.
We had 1 firefighter who tested positive, and that's why the other 6 on his shift were sent to isolation.
Motter says this testing site will also help those quarantined from their families in local hotels.
A lot of my firefighters have families at home with young children. Do I want to go home? Should I not go home? That's the fear that's weighing on them.
And because we're here in West Side, we reached out to their police department to see if any of their officers had to use the testing. They say nobody's required testing yet, but that they're happy to make appointments if anybody is afraid that they were exposed either on the job or off the job. Testing will resume here tomorrow at 9 a.m. Live in West Springfield, Audrey Russo for Western Mass News.
Audrey, thank you for that live report. New COVID-19 case numbers are coming out of Agawam tonight, including an increase among the residents and staff at Heritage Hall West Nursing Home. Western Mass News reporter Leon Purvis joins us now live in Agawam after speaking with the mayor. Leon?
Chris, I spoke with Mayor Sapelli a little earlier this afternoon. He tells me there are currently 133 coronavirus cases in Agawam, nearly half of them at Heritage Hall West. As of Thursday, 57 residents at the Heritage Hall West Nursing Home have tested positive for coronavirus, along with 12 staffers. That number doubled since yesterday, and the number of residents who have died has also increased, now up to 4. Mayor Bill Sapelli tells Western Mass News how the situation is being handled inside the facility.
Well, they're making sure that those who have tested positive are in a certain area separated from the rest of the population.
On top of that, the city is checking in on how this at-risk population is doing.
Our health department is working hand in hand. They're on the phone with them several times a day to make sure that they're doing what they need to be doing.
With cases growing in the city, now up to 133, the mayor is urging everyone to follow protective equipment and social distancing guidelines.
It's so important that people honor the precautions that are given, especially with the distancing and the wearing proper equipment, especially if you're in a healthcare facility, to make sure that you are wearing the proper masks, gowns, gloves, and so forth.
The mayor tells me he expects the number of cases to rise over the next several days.
The governor did warn everybody that the peak was coming from the 10th to the 20th, which we're just starting to get into. So I suspect, if that is accurate, that we will see an increase over the next 10 days or so as well.
Now, to address issues many are facing across the Bay State, there is a hotline set up you can call. It's 617-660-5399. It's for families of nursing home residents who have coronavirus questions. We'll continue to follow developments here. Live in Agawam, Leon Purvis, Western Mass News.
Leon, thank you for that live report. As of today, the Massachusetts Department of Public Health is reporting 18,941 confirmed cases. That's up 2,771 from yesterday. 503 people have now died from COVID-19, with the addition of 70 new deaths. So far, 94,958 tests have been conducted, so that means nearly 80% of those tested have been negative for COVID-19. And breaking it down for you now, county by county, here in Western Mass, Hampden County is up to 1,276 cases, Hampshire County 177, Franklin County 128, and Berkshire County has 304. Combined, the 4 Western Mass counties have less cases than either Middlesex or Suffolk counties, which both have more than 4,000 cases apiece. Governor Charlie Baker today addressed concerns over when students should plan on returning back to school. As students are learning from home during the coronavirus pandemic, Baker said there are many inequities within the system of learning remotely.
At this point in time, I think we would be concerned about writing off the rest of the school year, especially given how incredibly uneven the online process or the remote education process has been across the Commonwealth.
The latest state order has schools reopening on May 4th. Baker hopes to come up with a strategy to try to help kids get back on track. Many people have been thinking outside the box to find ways to keep themselves and their families safe during the pandemic. Western Mass News reporter Lindsay Kane has more on how medical professionals are keeping their families safe.
Medical workers on the front lines of the coronavirus pandemic face risks every day, but for many, there's an added risk of bringing the virus back into their homes.
We've had a lot of our own local customers just staying in their RVs, so they're not bringing what's in the hospital into the house.
Jesse Prezette, sales manager of Gander RV, tells Western Mass News over FaceTime that an RV gives healthcare workers a way to be near their families, but keep social distancing. And they've seen customers buying RVs so they can have a new home away from home.
Some of our Bay State health workers, they're not going home. They're staying. They're in the camper, showering in the camper, visiting family through the windows, kind of thing.
People staying in RVs to protect their family from COVID-19 still have all the comforts of home. The RVs are equipped with kitchens, bathrooms, beds, and some even have outdoor cooking options. But Brissette says even people not working on the front lines are taking advantage of their campers.
You have some backyard camping happening. We've had some nice weekends, and a lot of our customers have wanted to, get outside with their units. It's another house right next door to your house as well. So we've had some customers just go out there to break up the monotonous of being in their own house.
But he says right now they're available to help families in need.
We're trying to help about the nurses, the doctors, and then just the families that want to break up the week in the house.
In West Hatfield, Lindsay Kane, Western Mass News.
And for more coverage on the coronavirus pandemic as it continues to develop, log on to our free Western Mass News streaming app. Now at 6, the Coleraine Police Department is asking for your help to help locate a missing person. Officials say the person on your screen has been missing since Tuesday. Described as being 6 foot 2 inches tall, 130 pounds with a short pixie haircut, the individual is believed to be wearing jeans, combat boots, and possibly a sweater and backpack. Police are requesting, if you have any information, to please contact them. Now, still to come here on Western Mass News on this Thursday, a nonprofit organization in need receives an unbelievable response from the community. More details on that straight ahead. Jacob.
And can't wait to see that story. We do have clearing skies on our satellite and radar. Same view on some of our sky cams. Full look at the forecast as Western Mass News continues in just a few minutes.